What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Guys of Texas podcast, episode 12. Hey, boys, it's the best time of the year. You want to know why?
Because we're going to the playoffs?
No, because Mcrib is back, boys.
Okay.
Mcrib is back. It's the best thing of all time. They said they weren't going to bring it back, and they brought it back. Mcrib is back.
I keep hearing it's smaller.
I literally just had one like 30 minutes ago.
One.
It was
Okay.
right on point with just normal up
All
to
right,
par.
cool. It's fake news.
Weird
Dude, I don't
meat.
I've ever had a McRib, ever.
Dude. Next week we may have to have you go order one for the podcast and do a live reaction of having McRib. You can't look at it when you eat it, like, because it's not a real McRib. I mean, it's literally just a pork patty, but it's still
Don't make direct eye
sauce. Yeah, dude, it's good. It's real good. They put that bun. They do that special bun with the extra grains on top of the bun, so it makes it seem like it's just an upgraded bun, but it's really not. They just added like cornmeal to the top of it. Very good. It's back. They said it wasn't coming back, but it's back. All right. Speaking of back, we are back, and we beat Ohio State, not yet. 26-16. First half was a bore fest. Texas turns the ball over a couple times. Auburn was the star of the show in the first half, kicking 2 field goals, 39-yarder, 50-yarder. And then in the third quarter, Texas comes out, scores a touchdown, gives up a touchdown a little bit later. And then we returned the point after conversion, which was cool. That is, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm running that far down the field and I only get 2 points for that, I'm going to be living. Okay. I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Fourth quarter, Texas scores another touchdown from Quinn, convert the 2-point conversion, and then Easton Dean 66-yard pass. And in the game, Auburn closes it out 26-16 with 6 minutes left, and that was the final score of the game. Overall stats of the game, Iowa State great on the passing game, 323, but not so much on the rushing, as they had 9 yards. 9 yards rushing. How are you going to go on and talk trash and show up on your offensive line and just not show up at all and just have 9 total rushing yards? What'd you guys think of the game?
It was a fun game.
That was a fun game. That's kind of what I thought it was going to be. I kind of felt like it was just going to be a gritty, kind of hard-fought game. But, I mean, I feel like there was opportunities for us to really blow it open with 2 touchdowns called back versus penalties. That's a killer, obviously. I mean, if it's 14 points on the board, it's, people look at this game as a blowout. So, we kind of left some stuff out there on the field, but I mean, overall, across the board, I thought we played pretty well. It's just the secondary continues to worry me that we're giving up and making these people look good. This quarterback hasn't passed for this many yards all season, nor has he had this completion rate all season. And then goes against us, and he looks like a freaking, Big 12 player of the week. So I'm still kind of baffled by our secondary and why we can't seem to get things figured out, because obviously our rush defense is elite. People aren't able to rush the ball on us. So, but overall, happy.
Yeah, same. Glad to see Devondre Sweat getting some love nationally. He's keep seeing him talked about everywhere. He's definitely putting the work. Yeah,
he had me worried a little bit.
Oh, when I started going to replay, and I was like, "What even happened? Like,
no.
I needed a helmet.
Yeah,
the other guy should be on the ground.
Yeah,
but I don't. I was a little. Quinn seemed shaky in the first half, and that had me a little worried. But then second half, he just was being normal Quinn. So that was reassuring to see. Other thoughts from the game? I thought it was pretty much what I expected. I figured there would be some struggles just being in Ames at night, and they settled back down, handled business. Wish it'd been a few more points, but happy.
Yeah, it was kind of I don't know, because Iowa State, I believe, was the top Big 12 defense going into this game.
Yes.
I think that's
So, looking back at the stats and the way we played, especially in the second half, just kind of making some adjustments. Like, yeah, it sucked and we didn't blow them out, but at the same time, like they had a pretty stellar defense. I mean, they got the Ewers 4 times, I believe. Um, I don't know. Overall, like we knew this game was going to be tough in Ames at night. Um, they the energy was brought by the fans, but you could just tell Ewers seemed a little slow at the beginning. And I'm wondering if he's still a little hurt.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those. We need him to get healthy like real soon, like this week. If we get up real big at the half, I'd like to see either Arch or I don't care who it is. Give Quinn some rest time next week because I think he's got to rest up for the Big 12 game. We've got a long, hopefully, very long road ahead of us still. So we'll see. But overall, Baxter finally showed up. We were talking. I think his over under was like 84 yards for the game, and Jono and I both looked at each other. We're like, huh, no, that ain't happening. Not the way Baxter has run this year, but showed up 117 yards, 21 for a long. He did have 20 carries, but I mean, played very well. Blue didn't get the game going as much. He had 7 carries on 18 yards. And we didn't see Red at all. I don't know. There was a couple of different spotlights. Baxter seeing him come out for me was good too. This game.
Yeah, got more confidence in him now. He's doesn't look injured anymore, and he doesn't have the finesse of Jonathan Brooks, but he's got some power when he's like breaking away to the secondary. He like lowers that shoulder, and it's gonna pay off eventually. He hasn't really broken anything off yet, but it's gonna happen. Did y'all see? It was an interesting stat that I heard on a different podcast earlier today. Texas moved into the number 1 position in the country for third down defense after this week.
I saw that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed it. That's interesting.
Yeah, we held them to I think they said 20-something% on the game. So third down defense looked pretty good. That fourth down that we gave up, that long pass to the tight end. Oh, that was so frustrating because it really felt like if we stopped him right there, that it was going to be that, kind of nail in the coffin type thing. And, props to them for a good play call to have that tight end leak out because we were sold out on that run. And then it was good to see Jay Witt get a touchdown. It's good to see him in the end zone. You could tell by that sideline what kind of leader he is on that team. They were extremely excited, more than any other players that you've seen when they scored touchdowns. When he got over there on the sideline, they were hyped for him for sure. So it was good to see him finally kind of break out of that and get a touchdown. So overall, though, I mean, kind of what we expected this game to be. So
I like Witt's post game interview where he's basically, I mean, he's just talking about, yeah, dude, like you want to throw me the ball, but it's all about the team right now. It's not one individual effort. Like the way he's showing out as a leader right now is really stepping up, I feel like, for the team. And I liked what I heard from him last night more than what I even saw from him, just because it really seems like he's growing a lot as a player and as a leader in the locker room. So that was good for me to see from him. I guess let's move on to next week. Talk about next week. Oh, by the way, 0 as of yesterday's press conference, no injuries for the week. He said everyone that started last week, he would be shocked if they weren't playing again this Friday. So that's good news. But on to next week, the week we've been talking about basically ever since the beginning of the season. It is beat the hell out of Texas Tech this week.
That's right.
I put out a post on Twitter. Make sure to bring your taco filling this week. Whatever your filling is for your favorite taco, because those Red Raider fans are going to provide you all of the tortillas because they won't be needing them. They won't be throwing them this week. Go ahead and get that HEB blanket of a tortilla and wrap them up because they're going to be finished. Texas Tech will only score 1 touchdown this game. I'm calling it right now. Only one touchdown. So,
I like it.
I just
Be a
think
chippy game, man.
it's going to be chippy. This is only the third night game that we've played this year, second night game at home. So it's been a while since we've played it. I believe the first night game, the first game of the season was the only night game we played at home.
That's
So
Wyoming,
this will
right?
be, yeah. So we finally get to use those burnt orange lights we paid all that money for in the stadium. So that'll be good to see it get hype again. But
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Like I didn't go to the first one. I'm not going to this one. I didn't get to experience any of it.
yeah, doesn't look like we're going to be going either. No, unfortunately, we're going to be seeing it from the couch. It looks like
If
so.
only we had those Baylor prices. That'd be great.
Yeah, dollar tickets.
It's crazy.
You could get
That was
5
wild.
tickets for the price of a McRib right now.
Still probably choose a Mcrib, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Costco tickets had Baylor tickets a couple of weeks ago for like 2 for $70, but $1 is absurd.
Are you going to be calculating everything in McRibs?
Actually, yes, I just listen. It's McRib week, you know.
My rent is 46 McRibs.
Yeah. I mean, when you start calculating football tickets for $1, it's kind of hard not to make the comparison. I mean, who does it better in November? McDonald's McRib or Baylor? Clearly, it's not Baylor. So, what do you guys think of the game coming up? What are you looking for?
I mean, it's a different Texas Tech team than we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing the kind of an air raid offense from Texas Tech, and they've been leaning heavy on their run game with Brooks. I mean, he's got 1,300 yards on the year, so I think they set his line at 100 yards for this game, which we haven't seen anybody get 100 yards rushing on us in a little while. I mean, I think one of the Kansas State running backs was close, but overall, kind of a different look from a Texas Tech team than we're used to, which obviously benefits us if we're going to be rushing the ball, because I like our rush defense. But you look at their quarterback, Morton. He's come in and started the last, I think, 5 games for them, 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So he's been pretty efficient with the ball. So, but it seems like if we can shut down Brooks and force them into throwing the ball, that's going to be the key. But I mean, that's kind of what everybody's been doing on us this year. They haven't been able to rush on us. So, but we can't let Brooks get going. We can't let him get in that comfort zone of rushing the ball. So, but overall, I mean, I like this matchup. I think we're far superior than Texas Tech. So, I like us by at least a couple touchdowns.
Far superior.
It's funny. I pulled up this game on ESPN, and I want you guys to see this for a second. I don't know if you're going to be able to see how small this is. Let me see if I can adjust this.
Yeah, Yormark up there.
Let's see. Yeah, so when I pull it up, this is the video that pops up for the game.
Candidly, we were able
Let's
to get
just
Texas
watch it.
Oklahoma out of Europe.
Yeah, let's just
That
watch
was
it.
a big deal for us, and I think all of you. Okay? And coach, I'm not going to put any pressure on you, but I'm going to be in Austin for Thanksgiving. Okay? And you better take care of business like you did right here in Lubbock last year.
This clown.
I got to step aside to the second, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're good. Also, Seth, look at this. I pulled it up. This is the Texas Tech versus Texas game, right? Look at the bottom here. You can now click your odds, your money line, everything, and it automatically takes you to the new ESPN Bet app. They just released this week. They just released this week. So now we've got full blown like everything on ESPN. So basically, it's Penn Gaming,
Right.
who just came from Barstool Sports, and wow. That's actually good. When I pulled it up, like you guys were talking, and I went, what does this button do? So I guess the future is upon us again. Now we can bet. The line right now is 12.5 for Texas. 54.5 is the over under. I don't know. 54.5 seems, I guess that's about right. Jono, I was showing on here, the ESPN, not only did they pull this video up for the matchup, but on here now, I'll go full
Yeah.
screen here so you can see it. You can now click your bets from this
Oh, wow.
current spread and go to the brand new ESPN app.
And bet.
Yeah, so basically it's Barstool Sports was paired with Penn Gaming. And when they split, they left. That's why Dave Portnoy was able to buy the company back for $1 because they went to ESPN and are now rolling this out on their website now. So you can, it's all the rules are still going to apply, I'm sure, as the rest of them where you can't use it unless you're in a certain
Right.
state. But
I need a
also,
VPN.
it appears 86.4% favor currently Texas and only 13%, which is many haters that are out there right now. That's still pretty strong. So the funny part is they're rushing. The rushing is what they have, and they're about to hit a gauntlet of a rushing defense right now. So
Yeah, I'm interested to see what their game plan is to pivot if they're not able to do anything on the run. It's weird to think of about a Texas Tech team that's not an air raid team. It just goes hand in hand.
it's like
yeah.
super odd.
Yeah. And how successful. I mean, they've got to be doing a lot of practice on that this week, just knowing that we have such a good run defense. So it's going to be an interesting chess game, but I'm excited for it. I think we're going to dominate.
I mean, Quinn. So just comparing the quarterbacks alone, passing yards wise, Quinn has 2,513 yards. Morton has 1,410 yards. So I mean, Quinn is 1,100 yards more passing. He's leading. Brooks, Texas Tech Brooks, is got 1,352 yards. Brooks, who out Texas Brooks, the real Brooks, is obviously missed last week, but ended the season with 1,139 yards, 10 TDs. That's so weird to look at. Like it's, I don't know. It's a completely different team now. But now that we see that the way Texas has played all year is the run ain't going to be an option. Like you want to try and run the ball all day, that's perfectly fine. We'll manhandle you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's had luck really rushing the ball on us, not even teams that like Alabama or Kansas State that are known for just pounding the ball and kind of dominating that line of scrimmage. I mean, even those teams like that weren't even able really to establish a consistent run game on us. So, obviously I feel good about that matchup going in for sure. But man, it's a lot of yards. They've been really leaning on him heavy. It looks like he's consistently going over 100 yards. So
Yeah,
it's going to be a good task for the defense to step up. Short week too, it's easy to get distracted with this short week and Thanksgiving and everything like that. So I just hope that they're putting that Big 12 commissioner's statement early in the season in their ear just over and over again, So Sark seemed to kind of, was kind of puffing out his chest after that win. You could tell he really wanted that win versus Iowa State, and that O lineman chirping and, the previous comments from previous years, the 5-star players, 5-star program type thing. He mentioned that and in the post game, like he was talking his talk for sure, and it was good to see. It was good to see him do that because he's usually pretty straightforward and doesn't really do much to get people riled up, but he's been kind of talking his talk lately.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that. Oh, Taj Brooks is from Maynard, Texas. All right, well, local boy coming back home to Austin for his ass whipping. So there you go. His last game was 182 yards, averaged 7.6 yards a carry. But the week before that, 133 yards. His longest yard rush though was 11 yards. Through that whole thing, 130. It's 33. He rushed the ball 33 times. Like that's a lot of running.
Dude, that's a lot of yards.
That's
a lot of carries.
Yeah, I mean, you hold them to under 100 yards, they lose every time. Yeah. Every single one that they've lost. One was 105, 98, He had West Virginia. He had 149, and they still lost. But basically, you hold him under 100 yards, and he's going to lose. So I don't think Texas will have a problem with that. And I just Yormark can just sit there and enjoy the show and give him a final send off before we get to go to Dallas and take what's ours and just take it with us and never bring the trophy back. What's your score predictions?
Go for it, John.
All right. I'm gonna go 42-17. 42-17.
Okay. I'm gonna go 38-13.
I'm going to go 31-7. 31-7.
Really?
Like that.
We'll see. I think I really would love to see us blow somebody out. We haven't really scored that many points lately. It's about that time to where we really start figuring it out. I don't know. We'll see. I think our defense is going to step up. I don't think they clearly do not pass the ball near like what they used to, and that just doesn't work against Texas. So we'll see.
R.I.P. Mike Leach.
Golly. I was thinking about that, but I didn't want to say anything.
Still crazy.
Let's see. What other games? It really wasn't much. There was a couple games last week, I feel like. Let me look.
There was a few good ones last week, I feel like.
Yeah, so Auburn. Holy
Dude,
smokes.
Oh my God.
How do you pay someone over $1 million to come in and beat you by 21 when you're favored by 24 points?
That's
Holy
absolutely wild, dude.
smokes.
Now they got to go up against Alabama this next week.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, cool.
Georgia keeps seeming like they're just heating up, just slowly. Temp is rising. I feel like
Yeah.
every game I watch them, like this score 38-10, I don't feel looks like it was a blowout, but watching it, they just look like they keep getting better each week.
Did you see Florida State got jumped today in the college football playoff rankings?
I did not.
Yeah,
Yes.
Washington went to 4th.
So
That's
let's talk a little bit about this playoff scenario stuff. Playoff scenario / Big 12. So first, we'll talk about the Big 12 scenario. Texas wins and they're in. Okay, Texas loses, they still could be in based off of the rest of the games they play, but we're not even going to worry about that. So Texas wins on Friday. Oklahoma State wins, they're in. Oklahoma State loses. Oklahoma wins. Oklahoma, Texas. So Kansas State only gets in if Oklahoma State and Oklahoma lose. Now, that's with the Texas win. If Texas were to lose, like, there's absolute chaos where Texas may, like, there's a possibility Texas couldn't even make the playoffs, or the Big 12 championship. But I just don't see that happening. It will be interesting because the first thing I see from the matchup last week is the Oklahoma BYU game.
Yeah.
That
I told you that was going to be a good game.
How do you call that one? So,
And guess who they play next week? BYU plays Oklahoma State. So that's going to be a fun game to watch. I think the TCU Oklahoma game, I think Oklahoma very well could get beat by TCU, even in their own house. TCU just has that. I don't know at this point, though, but do you think? I think that helps us if Oklahoma makes the playoffs or the Big 12 championship. I think that helps us.
I mean, I would love to avenge that loss, but I also would be so nervous, so nervous.
Yeah, but at this point in the game, like we're not going to have any more easy wins after Friday. Like,
Yeah.
It's balls to the wall for the rest of the time. So I mean, I get it, but
I definitely think we need the OU game. I definitely think we need that matchup because everything that's falling into place with the playoffs, we're going to need to build our resume as much as we can because it's going to be a mess, man. If somehow Bama beats Georgia and you have a one-loss Bama team, a one-loss Georgia team, a one-loss Michigan or Ohio State, one-loss Texas team. There's going to be 4 or 5 teams that are just sitting there.
So
battling basically for 2 spots.
Here's my theory on this. All right, the easiest way for the college football committee to eliminate the most chaos would be head to head. Okay, so with this scenario, this is what that would mean: Georgia versus Alabama. Alabama loses, they're obviously out.
Right.
If Georgia loses, I think Alabama moves in. Ohio State, Michigan. Whoever wins that game will be in. Washington and Oregon. Whoever wins that game will be in. And as long as Texas takes care of business and Florida State loses, which probably is going to happen based off of their quarterback going down and being done for the season.
They're at least going to lose one.
Yeah. So if Georgia, so with that being said, Georgia loses, they're out, and let Alabama climb into it because of head to head. Texas gets the Bama head to head, so that's why they are in.
Yeah.
Ohio State, Michigan, whoever wins that gets the head to head, and then Washington and Oregon gets the head to head.
Yeah.
So realistically, we've still got a very good shot, in my opinion, because the committee knows that if they make the wrong decision here, and if that happens, Georgia loses, Ohio State, let's say Ohio State and Georgia both lose, 1 and 2, right? Then you've got Michigan, Washington, Oregon, Texas, and Florida State. You're not jumping Alabama over any of those teams that win. Now, Oregon, maybe. If Oregon beats Washington, like that's why I think their easiest route right now is head to head.
Dude, how crazy would it be if Georgia loses in the SEC championship against Left Out?
Bro, go the whole year.
How crazy would that be with how dominant they've been, and they just lose at the wrong time? That's not when you can afford to take a loss. Because that's going to be a tough game, man.
Yeah.
There's a scenario where that can happen. Like, I really think so. Like, I don't think, Texas wins out. I don't think Alabama. I don't think the committee can jump Texas with Alabama. I just don't see that. Like, I get the whole everyone wants to see Alabama in there, but I just don't see how you do it, because at the end of the day, what everyone cries about at the beginning of the year is why we're playing all these cupcake games. And Texas and Alabama decided to not play a cupcake game again this year in week 2. That has to matter at some point. Like, you can't just say, oh, well, why are we playing all these cupcake games? You guys need to schedule a harder schedule. Well, Alabama and Texas both did that. And you can recover from that loss, but the committee would basically be saying, no, sorry, the actual schedule, strength of schedule just doesn't matter anymore. Like, they'd just be throwing it out the window. So, I don't know. It's going to get real weird this weekend, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to break it down by, just team by team, opponent by opponent that people faced. And if you look at Texas, I mean, our weakest opponent that we played all year was Rice. And if Rice wins this weekend, they're bowl eligible. So, I mean, you're looking at a bowl team still was our weakest opponent. And then you look at the SEC and who they faced this last week. And it was, you got Chattanooga and all these teams. I'm like, how are you playing? I just don't get playing these teams like that in week 10, week 11. I don't get it. You have to, I feel like as a committee, you would have to reward the clubs that are actually scheduling quality opponents from 1 to 12 during the season, so that's why I feel Texas kind of makes their case there for sure with strength of schedule. So
yeah, I mean, right now we're 3-1 in top 25, playing top 25s. And we make it to the Big 12, and we win the Big 12, we're 4-1 against top 25 teams. Like, pretty stout schedule. Like, let me see what Alabama has for that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, So Alabama is 3-1 also, and they would be 4-1.
with
But
the SEC.
I mean, one of those is LSU ranked, but I guess you can say the same thing for some of our wins. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's
Just-
a lot of Big 12 games. What's up?
I was just looking on some stuff here on 3. Did y'all see Jalen Milroe moved up to number 6 on Heisman odds?
Yeah, dude. What is that?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's crazy.
Ah,
Like, I know he's been playing well, but
But number 6?
bro, week
Dude,
2, they were saying get rid of it. Put him on the
Yeah.
bench and don't bring him back out.
That's what worries me, dude. All these committees, all these voters, they love Bama, dude. They love Bama, and that's what worries me. But I know we got the head-to-head, so I mean, like that's going to be the ultimate argument is the head-to-head matchup, especially the head-to-head in
Oh, dude.
Tuscaloosa.
I'm just going to tell you this right now. We're creating another January 6th if Texas gets jumped by Alabama. All right? we're forming a coup. All right, and it's just going to happen. NCAA will not take this away from us and let Alabama just slide right in for no reason. No, it's not happening. That was a joke, just FYI, in case anyone's watching.
I'm down, dude.
Just kidding.
You got to make some phone calls.
Yeah.
There was a couple other good games over the weekend. I don't know if y'all saw that Missouri-Florida game.
Yeah.
Florida totally choked it away, dude. Totally choked it away on that last drive. Oh man, they Florida had got game, and they gave up that deep pass across the middle when they had 3 defenders right there. That was tough to watch, but that was a game that was closer than it probably should have been if you got Missouri at number 9. So
the recruiting class is starting to crumble too. I was looking into that today. I think they lost 3 defensive linemen that were committed.
yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, Napier's in trouble.
Let's see.
The Colorado State game that nobody knew was happening.
Yeah. Boy, they just fell off the face of the earth.
Dude, there's some turmoil in that locker room right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Prime looks tired.
Tired.
Now I know why he wears those sunglasses all the time, dude. He looked tired when he took it off.
I saw a sign that said Prime slept with Shadur's mom. Can't be having that stuff in the prestigious NCAA. That Washington Oregon State game, holy smokes! Oregon State tried to pull that out.
Yeah, it was close.
There was another one. What was
the one we were talking about? It was Michigan, Maryland.
Yeah.
Right.
That was God, I was rooting so hard for the Turtles there. I mean, Tennessee held their own a little bit. I mean, they got smoked still, but 38-10 is not terrible. You know.
They won on they scored on the play of the game and only had a field goal after that.
No.
They always talk mad mess about their stadium too being so tough.
Well, when we were in Alabama, that's all Alabama fans were talking about. Tennessee, we hate them because they got so excited that they beat us finally. And now I understand it a little bit. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, it was obnoxious to listen to Tennessee fans last year.
Yeah.
They had a 75-yard touchdown on the one, the first play of the game or something like that. And that was their 7 points for the game. After that, Georgia completely locked it down. So
Louisville, Miami
beating Utah big. Oh yeah, Louisville, Miami was a close game as well.
That Oklahoma State game at the beginning was Oklahoma State's got to be the fakest team in America, dude. They finally came out of it, but I was like, this is Houston, man.
Such a high team.
I just don't get it. They're so Jekyll and Hyde.
What's happening with Mac Brown, man?
I know. I was actually going over the conference champions picks that we had. So right now, SEC.
I'm out.
LSU is out. I have Georgia. Seth has Georgia.
My Louisville pick's looking a lot better.
Yep, so far.
Yeah,
that's the big one there. We both have UNC. Pac-12. Seth has Oregon. We never figured that out.
No,
Seth
I have
Yeah, I'll
Oregon.
have to go back and see.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
so
Oregon.
then, Jono, you have Oregon.
Yeah.
And I had UCLA, which that is a loser. Jono has Ohio State. I have Michigan, and you have Penn State. So that's a loser.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, so basically, Jono has 2 opportunities to win. Seth and I, if basically the SEC is either we both win it or we don't. So that cancels each other out. So basically, it comes down to the Big Ten. And yeah, I mean, realistically, like,
The Pac-12.
yeah, Big Ten, Pac-12, and the ACC, but he can only get a point if Louisville wins.
It's happening.
Oh, it's gonna, God dang. Well, that sucks. All right, well. And then we go to the pick'ems. I went 1-2. Seth went 2-1, and old Jono got a hair on the dog and 0-3 again. Back in the saddle.
Back to his old ways.
There he goes. He got all brisk. He's like, I don't need the points.
I got to play from behind, dude. That's my strength.
Yeah.
I get back in position here.
Yeah. Okay, well.
What does that make the overall standings?
Overall standings. Jono at 11-15. I'm at 11-14-1, and Seth is at 12-13-1. 1 point lead right now.
Let's go. I got the magic picks for this week.
At some point, I think. Well, I guess we've got to pick every. So we'll have to pick every championship game, at least the Power 5 games, and then we'll do bowl games to finish it out. So this, and then we'll do the pick 'em for bowl games all the way through.
Okay.
Cool.
Who's up first? We did the leader of the pack last time. That means Seth has to go.
Sorry, I was opening up my phone to pull up my picks, and I see college football playoff.
I had my
rankings
picks
were dropped.
ready, and they're not there. Yeah.
No, I got distracted by
That
this.
just dropped.
We were
They
talking
still
about it.
showing-
It's official, though. That other one was the AP.
Yeah, this
Oh.
is just like a little picture
This one-
playoff thing.
This one's the official
I'm aware.
college football playoffs.
This is what
No, this was
before you
Facebook.
guys got on here. That's what popped up on ESPN. That's what I was talking
Okay.
about. Washington jumped. Is Washington number 4 in that?
Yes.
Thank you. That's not breaking news anymore because
Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, Washington 4.
Yep.
So
Y'all need to catch up with the
but
times.
they're
Okay?
going to cancel out. So, all right, pick'ems. First one, I'm going Ole Miss versus Mississippi State to cover the 10-point spread. So Ole Miss covers -10. Second is Mizzou versus Arkansas. Mizzou covers the -7.5. And number 3, Florida over FSU straight up.
Wow. In the swamp at night.
Rash. Taking that one off now. I've got to find a different one.
Jono and I took the same pick one time. Is it a rule we can't do
Yeah,
same
but
pick?
no, it's not. But I'm not going to have the same. Actually, I
be
should just
around.
take the 6. I should take the +6.5. I should do. So my first pick is going to be Ohio State straight up. Going balls to the wall. I think Ohio State upsets Michigan today or tomorrow, whenever the game is. It's Tuesday, so yeah, they play Saturday, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michigan, Ohio State's Saturday.
Second game is BYU +17, and then
Who's BYU playing?
Oklahoma State, right?
Oklahoma State.
That's right.
And then I'm going to go an ACC game now. And I'm going to take. Really looking at that Kentucky Louisville game. Did you pick Louisville? No, you didn't. Okay, I'm going Louisville -7.
All right.
Okay, so I got Ohio State straight up, BYU +17, and Louisville -7.
Okay.
Got it written down. So my first one, I have Northwestern over Illinois. Straight up. I got Kansas to cover. They're playing Cincinnati on the road. Kansas is 6.5-point favorite, so I'm going to take them to cover that. And then my last pick was one that you had, TJ. I got Ohio State over Michigan. That's my conference winner in the Big Ten. So I'm taking Ohio State to knock off Michigan.
You know what's crazy is I had Michigan in the Big Ten championship poll, but the way that Michigan played against Maryland,
I know they look very beatable. Very beatable.
Finally, I mean, they finally played a team where they couldn't cheat.
Did you say Ohio State straight up?
Yeah, both of us. Yeah, so Michigan, Jim Harbaugh just decides he's going to take the suspension. Kind of weird because it came out with that story of, we've got Rutgers and all these other teams doing it. And then all of a sudden he's like, no, I'll just take the suspension. I don't want to be a distraction. It's like, it sounds like somebody else had some more dirt. It was like, hey, you want to go ahead and do this? Go ahead. We'll play that game. And now he's reeling it right back. So,
yeah. Then that linebacker coach, like you were saying, Seth, he gets fired because apparently he didn't cooperate with the NCAA on some things, is what I was reading. So
yeah, I heard he was like destroying evidence in the computer or something.
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
Smokes, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Did y'all hear Jim Harbaugh's terrible joke today?
Yeah.
I did.
He likes his locker room like his mom's bathing suits in one piece.
It's all in one piece. Yeah.
What a dad joke.
Yeah, dude. The guy wears khakis every day. Like full on pleated khakis.
That's his look, man. That's his look.
Here's his look. Guy's a grandpa now. He's not even a dad. He's just full on grandpa jokes now.
I didn't realize you hated khakis so much.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those like visual things that you have. Like it's the tan khakis that he has every single time. It's like, bro, let's change it up a little bit. It's wear jeans.
He shifted into such a different persona when he went from the NFL to college all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right,
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he was the cool dad and then went to grandpa.
Yeah.
And then rumors are flying that he took this, like basically took the suspension so he could basically go in the back burner and then bye-bye.
Off to the NFL.
Yep. It's the room or A&M.
That'll be interesting to see if he ends up jumping back to the NFL. He seems like the kind of guy that would, because I feel like he's kind of, I mean, other than winning a championship, obviously he's brought Michigan back to a powerhouse, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it's similar along lines of Coach Carroll, like kind of where he was at in his career. Like he's kind of been doing his thing and then wants to go right back in and do that again. I just don't know where he'd go.
He's been dealing with all these, all the punishments and dealing with the NCAA on recruiting stuff. And it's like, why the headache? Just go back to the NFL.
Yeah. Might as well, you know? When you don't get suspended, you should get fined for doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, here's my money. I don't want to serve any suspension. Just take my money.
right.
I'm excited to see kind of where this plays out. And this week's going to be huge. Seth, are you coming over Friday?
Huge. Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Cool. All right, cool. Perfect. Then we may look at posting it. I don't know. It kind of depends on how we feel after all the Thanksgiving food and everything else. But we may post up a stream during the game. Maybe talk during halftime. Who knows? We'll see. But I'm excited. It's going to be a good. I mean, we got Thursday football, NFL, Cowboys as always. Thanksgiving Day, Lions. I don't even know who they're playing.
Is the UT A&M game supposed to go back to Thanksgiving Day once we join the SEC?
I bet. It's got to. I mean,
yeah, it'd be really disappointing.
Hopefully it does.
That's going to be a have to. I mean, you look at like Alabama, Auburn. Like you look at this week is a lot of Florida State, Florida. It's a lot of rivalry in-state games.
Yeah.
I don't see how that doesn't, especially if we keep Oklahoma.
Well, I mean, actual Thanksgiving Day, not just like this week.
I don't think they do Thanksgiving Day anymore. I think they just do Black Friday.
Yeah, because there's only one game, at least top 25 game on actual Thanksgiving, and that's Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
The problem is back in the day, I'm pretty sure it was just Lions at noon, Cowboys at 3, and then football was done. Now you've got that 7 o'clock primetime game that they add in Thanksgiving Day for the NFL. I don't think they want to compete with that, so they'll stick to the black. That's why they're sticking to Black Friday, I think. That's why Black Friday, I think, has gotten bigger, I would guess.
Yeah, the Oregon games, the primetime 7:30 slot on Fox, and then we got the 6:30 slot on ABC. So those are two huge games. It's gonna be fun to
There's
see.
still a lot that's going to be decided. When's that Oklahoma State game? Is it Friday too?
Oklahoma
remember.
State's on Saturday at 2:30.
Okay. So the
So-
Oklahoma TCU game is going to be
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. on Friday.
Oklahoma wins that. Texas wins that. It's going to be an interesting game for Oklahoma State on Saturday. Oklahoma loses. Oklahoma State loses. Then K-State is in the driver's seat. After that, I have no.
Just
I guess
confusing.
Oklahoma State goes right in. I don't know.
Was there-
That's
Was there a distinction already said if
Yeah, there was I
OU
looked it
and
up
OSU
today.
both win?
I looked it up today. If OSU wins and Texas wins, they
Yeah.
both play.
It's done. Okay.
If
Right.
OSU loses, then it's Oklahoma. If Oklahoma loses, then it's K-State. If K-State loses, then
I think it's Iowa State.
you've got
Kansas?
God. Bro, if they lose, if West Virginia wins, if Iowa State wins, if all three of those teams lose, you're gonna have a 1, 2, 3, 4 team. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a 5-team tie
Jeez.
with West Virginia,
We
Iowa
have West Virginia
State,
somehow.
K-State, Oklahoma. That would be bonkers.
It'd be
Good
funny.
luck figuring out how the tiebreaker works on that. Like
That's
that
wild.
would be. I'm rooting for that now.
Chaos. Let that
would be
commish
the
figure it
absolute-
out.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're playing West Virginia in the Big 12 championship. Like, huh? That would be wild. Yeah, so still a lot to look forward to, it looks like. Every other conference is locked up. Basically, Penn State. Wait. Yeah, that's why. The Big Ten is an East versus West. That's right. So unless you pick
So the
Iowa,
winner. Yeah, so whoever wins the Ohio State Michigan game will play in the
Yeah.
championship, the conference championship versus Iowa.
got it. Well,
And then I think the Pac-12 is still open right now because of I thought they were still open because they don't have that one like confirmed yet.
How is,
I don't
how
know.
is
I know-
Washington
Yeah,
not
so
guaranteed?
They have Washington in for sure.
Washington's in, but Oregon and Arizona. So
guess
if
it's Oregon,
Oregon
Arizona.
loses and Arizona wins, they'll be tied. But I think Oregon has
Arizona's
have-
8-3 right now. There's only one conference
they're
loss.
6-2.
in
6-2 in
conference?
conference.
Okay.
Oregon's
I'm
7
saying, I
and
don't
1
see
in
how
conference.
Oregon doesn't get in even if they lose.
Yeah, because didn't Oregon beat Arizona
Mhm.
in a head-to-head?
I think that's a good question. I'm looking right now. Dude, this is also big. They actually didn't play Arizona this year.
No, they didn't.
This is also
So-
big for the committee too because Texas Tech and Oregon played this season as well. And
Tech
Oregon
beat Oregon,
and
right?
Oregon
Oh
won
yeah, Oregon's
by
slaughtered.
8.
Yeah,
No, they only won by 8
yeah, but where'd they
And-
play?
in Lubbock.
At Tech.
Oh, okay.
But Oregon had to score late in that game to pull it
Yeah,
out.
that's
So,
right,
I mean, that's
yeah.
another matchup that you can match up between, obviously us playing Tech and them playing Tech if we're fighting for position with them, having a mutual opponent.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's just going to be chaos. I mean, I would hate to be that committee here coming up there. I mean, going to 12 teams is going to be so much easier for them.
Yeah.
Which is going to
Yeah.
be super interesting to see how that plays out next year. Having 12
Yeah,
teams
'cause
is going to be
I was-
bonkers.
I was listening to Barstool Sports and they were talking about they would love to see Arizona being a 12-team playoff right now because they're very hot right now.
Yeah, that's the
Very
thing. You would
hot.
have these teams getting hot and
Yeah.
sneaking in there underneath the radar.
It's gonna be so fun. But I so want to make the final 14 playoff. Like,
Oh,
Oh
dude.
yeah.
only a certain number of teams ever will participate in the 14 playoff system.
Can you imagine the ride that I've been on if we just continue this for the last like month?
I thought
Keep
that
going.
when I saw that poster come out that I sent y'all the other day that was showing our path to the playoffs, I was just thinking about that. Like, you go into that, and then if this played out, just like some miraculous thing, just like
And then the
how
Cowboys
insane
somehow play through and make it to the Super Bowl. Like that would be
the sports year of
the
their life.
nuttiest. Like I will die at the end of this. It just will happen. I just can't even. And then the Stars just come through in April and finish it off. Like that. That would just be the wildest year of my entire life. Yeah, lots to look forward to still. Still working on Big 12 championship. Let's get a win and then let's go to the Big
Yeah,
12.
when you start looking at tickets,
Be fun, man.
I've got options out there right now. I will let you know.
or wait till the day before teacher style and get tickets.
Finally, here we go. Now we're in.
As long as we're not planning a giant group of people, I'm totally down.
Yeah, no, I think pretty much us three is the group. I was seeing if Sarah wanted to go. I doubt with. Maybe it might be able to work, but we'll see. Other than that, you guys got anything else?
Oh, I don't got anything.
Hide your tortillas because you're not going to need them. Go get yourself a McRib. And also, let's get one more big win after having a lot of Thanksgiving turkey. Let's go Longhorns. Let's hook them.
What a season.
Beat the piss out of Texas Tech. See you guys.